My name is Bob Thibaut. I have been an actor for, well, ever since I was 9, and I won't tell you how old I am now. Old enough. I went to school at St. Louis University, where I graduated with a theater degree in performance. I also studied at University of Missouri, Kansas City, as well as Ohio Professional Actors Training Program. And for the past 5 years or so, I was a working actor in Los Angeles, and I just recently moved back to town with my wife, Anna, and started directing. I've actually directed for Kirkwood Theatre Guid once before. I did The Perfect Wedding last season, which was fantastic, and I'm lucky enough to be able to do Noises Off this year. Some directors are almost hands-off, and they kind of let the actors find their own way, and they push them in different directions. Other directors are very strict, very regimented. They know exactly where they want them to go, and if you ask why you're going there, they'll tell you because I said so. And it's then up to the actor to figure it out. I'd like to think I'm a mixed bag. I'd like to think I allow people to have creativity, but at the same time give them enough structure so that they don't feel lost. They don't feel like just a ship out to sea. There's a lighthouse there. There's something guiding them away from the rocks, to use a boating analogy. Noises Off. I mean, famous show, everybody loves it. Aside from that, the thing I like most about it, and coming from an actor's standpoint, is that it gives the actors a chance to be two different people at the same time. There's so much richness there. There's so much juice. You know, there's a way you can be a completely different person when you're pretending to be an actor, pretending to be a character. And it's difficult, but therein lies the fun. There's thousands of ways to do it, and it depends on the actor. I mean, some actors are stronger in their physicality, like they have a way of being, talking with their hands, kind of like I do. Talking with their hands more, or using their body language to show a different character. This guy is a lot different than this guy. They're completely different people. But if you use it sparingly, you can find the right ways. There's also ways of changing your voice, so on and so forth. So finding out what works and what doesn't is really the challenge. Because you're going to find out what doesn't work a lot easier than you're going to find out what does. Like my favorite quote is Benjamin Franklin said, "I've never failed, but I have found 1,000 ways that don't work." Which I think explains the rehearsal process better than anything in the world. On the outset, I want a choice. I want them to make a clear choice. Whether it's the different choice from what the director or somebody else thought the character was, or if it's different from how somebody in the movie did it, that's fine, as long as it's a clear choice. Be bold, you know? Take the risk. You know, we do those things so that we can fall down and pick ourselves back up. And in a rehearsal, that's what rehearsal's for. Well, this show is a monster. The set rotates or moves in some way. Figure it out. The lighting changes. It's really 3 plays. The first act is the first dress rehearsal of the show. The second act is backstage during a performance, and the third act is the last performance on the stage. So it's really 3 shows in one, which is what makes the show so beautiful. It's what makes it so funny, is that you get to see all aspects of the same situation, and it allows the audience to have that fly-on-the-wall type of feeling. And with the technical aspects of this show, we have to give that to them. We have to make them feel like they understand what's going on, they understand this is backstage, they understand this is a rehearsal, they understand that they're just watching what's going on. And luckily, they get to be part of the show in the third act. They really do. Because the third act, things go wrong, and the audience reacts to it. And the actors have to react to the audience. So they go in thinking they're just the audience, and they leave realizing that they were part of this show too, and they're what made it so funny. you know, and I think that's one of the most beautiful things about the show, really. The thing I personally like about directing is that I'm rather opinionated when it comes to things. I think I have a way of knowing what I want to say, but never always being able to say it. Luckily, as a director, you get a chance to work that out and talk to people and take from others' ideas and figure out. Because any director that says, I know exactly how this show is going to go, I see my vision at the beginning of the show, I don't trust. I don't trust the guy who has it set in stone. You know, I'd much rather have the guy that put it in stone but is willing to break it. I'd much rather have the flexible guy who's like, wow, that's a lot funnier than anything I thought of. Let's use that instead. And being open to that. And as an actor, you don't necessarily get to get that input in, especially when you're dealing with yourself. As an actor, it's very internal. You're worrying about your own performance and your relationships with the other actors, and you're dealing with an intimate basis. But as a director, you have to see the show as a whole. You have to see everybody. So you almost have to get inside the skin of every actor, as well as every light that comes down and shines. And it's exhausting, and I love it. It's ridiculous. I can't believe it. No, I don't want any gifts. The best gift that I could probably ever get was that they had fun. Was that they enjoyed themselves in some way. I mean, this is a wonderful experience. Live theater is one of the things that we humans can do that bring joy and tears and excitement to everybody. Everybody can feel something with live theater. You know? People are right there. You're right there with each other. Everybody's there together, and you all experience it. It'll never be the same. Every performance is its own moment and its own exciting capsule of time that'll never happen again. And as long as they have fun with that and enjoy and savor that moment, man, that's a great gift.